All right, folks, let's go ahead and take a look at last week's Futato exercises. All right, so here, pretty straightforward. It just really, in this exercise, you're checking whether or not you have memorized your pronoun suffixes. So, number one, and then, of course, translating them together. So, um, we've got 3ms, 2ms, 3fs, 1cs, 2fs, 3mp. Then we've got 1cp, 2mp, 2fp, 3. Okay, so here we've got the secondary endings, or the type 2 endings is how I usually refer to them. So this is the 3ms of that type 2, 2ms of the type 2, 1cs of the type 2, 3fs of the type 2, 1cs of the type 2, 3mp of the type 2, 1cp of the type 2, 2mp of the type 2. I think that's where I left off. Here for type 2 we have 2fs, and then type 2 we have 3fs, 2f or 3fp rather, 2fp type 2, 1cs. This is back to type 1. And number 22 here we've got 1cp of type 2, 1cs of type 1, 1cs of type 2, and then the 1cp of type 1 here. Alright, so translating those through, the answers will be in your answer key, but those are the suffixes as they appear. Alright, so now let's look at the translations here. Looks like number 5 is the longest. So again, usually I'm going to assume that the first word is a verb. That helps me with unfamiliar terms to kind of limit my parsing possibilities. Obviously, gadol is not a verb. However, when you have an adjective in first position, it's probably a predicate adjective, which means it's in a predicative relationship with a noun that it's modifying. So here we see gadol, ha'ish are both masculine singular. Ha'ish is definite, gadol is indefinite. Gadol precedes its noun, and so gadol is a predicative adjective here. So we have the man is great. Great is the man who okay, so Amadnu, this is the 1CP. We have stood, who we have stood before, or whom we have stood before. So in English, we're probably going to put, and it's actually before him. Hebrew does this with its relative pronouns. You'll usually have a pronoun suffix on the preposition even when you have the relative pronoun. So in English, before is actually usually going to come prior to our relative pronoun. So we would translate this either as great is the man before whom we have stood, or the man before whom we have stood is great. All right. See if there's anything else in here. It's pretty straightforward other than that. But do watch out for these prepositions will take objects even when there's a relative pronoun, where in English we would just say before whom we stood, not whom we stood before him. That's a little redundant in English. All right, so I think we're doing C here maybe. Let's look at that again. A, B, D. Okay, so let's just go to D. All right. Sorry about that. I hit a power button and my monitor shut off. All right, so here we have Yom Adonai, so this is the day of the Lord, because both of these are definite. The definiteness of the construct depends on the definiteness of its absolute. But I guess we just have to go by, which one makes more sense. The great day of the Lord or the day of the great Lord. I think both of these are possible morphologically. I mean, Gadol matches both of them, so they're both possible. I'm guessing that Futato goes with the great day of the Lord, other than the awkwardness of the day of the great Lord. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, the great day of the Lord. I'm not really sure why it couldn't be the day of the great Lord, other than just that's kind of an awkward um, sentence there. So, um, yeah, the great day of the Lord. Number two, Tzavah Hashemayim, so the host of the heavens, because again, Tzavah gets its definiteness from Hashemayim, and then here Harav, so the great in the sense of the multitudinous, the numerous host of the heavens. All right. Reshit, Darko, so the beginning of the way, the good. Well, here Darko, the beginning of his way. Yeah, the beginning of his way, the beginning of his good way. Derech is a feminine noun, I think. Maybe not. Reshit is probably feminine because usually when you end in a tav. Let's take a look here. And of course it doesn't tell us. Yeah. I do not see a gender listed here. So, let's go back. Just by context, I would translate this as the beginning of his good way. But let's go ahead and check with Futato on that one as well. Oh, the good beginning of his way. So it must be that Reshit is feminine and Derech is masculine, I guess. Otherwise, it could be the other one as well. Let's see here. All right, Zivche, so the sacrifices of the priest, the clean ones. Um, Actually, the clean Tameh here is going to modify the priest because these two are singular. So the sacrifices of the clean or pure. Um, actually, I'm Tameh. I always get this. That's interesting. Let's see here. Okay, the unclean or the impure. So That means, which word am I getting this confused with here? Tahor, that's it. Okay. So tahor is clean, tameh is unclean. All right. All right. So number 4 here, the sacrifices of the unclean priest. Number 5, the word or message of the prophets, the wicked ones, plural, plural, so this would be wicked prophets. Number 6, the days of the year, singular. Hatovim would modify days, the good days of the year. Number 7, Torat Adonai, so the law or instruction of the Lord. Ha Tehorah. So this would be the pure instruction of the Lord. Brit Eloheinu, so the covenant of our God. Hazakena is probably going to modify, yeah, well, Eloheinu would be masculine, so Hazakena is going to modify Berit. So the old covenant of our God. All right, number 9, we've got Nafshot Ha'amim, the prophets of the peoples, the pure ones. So Nefesh is masculine. Amim must be plural, or must be feminine then. So this would be the prophets of the pure peoples. But again, Amim would have to be one of those irregular. Take a look here. Am Yehudah, people of Judah. Yeah, I'm not getting. Well, I guess Ha'am Hazeh, that's masculine. So, is Nefesh really feminine? Let's see here. Hmm. This must be riveting for you guys. Nefesh feminine. Okay. Huh. I thought that Nefesh was masculine, but you learn something new every day. All right. So that means that we are looking at the pure souls, pure lives, pure breaths, pure living beings of the peoples. That is sort of a weird phrase, but you can see that Nefesh has a lot of possible translations here. Anyways, number 10, Divrei Hanavi Hagadol, so the words of the prophet, the great one. So the words of the great prophet, Hagadol is singular, Hanavi is singular. Adon Kol Haaretz, Lord of all of the earth, the great. So the great Lord of all the earth. Eretz is feminine. And then number 12, Mishpachat Hamelech. So the family of the king, the great one, Mishpachat is feminine. So this would be the family of the great king. All right, E parsing. Katav, straightforward, regular, nothing surprising. 2MP, Cal perfect. Nayrade, we have the sere pattern, so this is going to be the Cal imperfect of one yod verb. Noon indicates one CP, one yod vav, that is. So yarad is going to be our root. Root here is asa, third hay. Infinitive construct turns the third hay into a holam vav tav. Number 4, we have bonim. The holam vowel in R1 indicates a participle, so this is masculine plural. Cal active participle of bana. Number 5, matsanu. This is just your Cal perfect. Matzah, plus your 1CP suffix. Number 6, we've got attain. This is actually your Cal imperfect 1CS form of natan. Number 7, we have a segel tav. That's the pattern we see for the infinitive construct of a one yod vav, so this was yeshav. Number 8, we have ketov. This is the infinitive construct, or it could be the imperative 2MS form of katav. Number 9, we have lakod. Lakod would be the infinitive absolute form of lakad. And I cannot remember what lakad means. I think it's like lakach, but I could be way off on that. I think it's like take or something. Lakad. Yeah, to capture or to catch. All right. So that was E. And then finally we have Ya'alu. Ya'alu. This is from Allah, third hay verb. Third hay drops off, gets the 3MP suffix with the 3MP prefix. The reason why we have the patach here is because we've got a one guttural in the Cal imperfect. So Cal imperfect 3MP, this is not a hifil or anything like that. This is, which we haven't gotten to yet, but the patach in the prefix is indicative of a hifil when we get there. You just have to recognize that the Cal, when it's a one guttural, may also have the patach. All right. And then F, let's go with, I guess, number 7 here. So I expect a verb as my first word. I get a negative particle, so negating the verb probably, yakol. Yakol is this able, he is capable, something like that. So now we're hoping for our subject, ha'ach, hahu. That brother is not capable to, so we probably say he is not able to, la amod. So amad would be stand. La amod is going to be, again, we've got the patach, hatef patach here because of the one guttural. This is an infinitive construct. He is not able to stand lifnecha, before you, because Holy are you, because you are holy, and not holy is he, and he is not holy. That brother is not able to stand before you because you are holy, but he is not holy. There you go. All right, 23. There is not and have not. This is possession, I'm sure, right? There was, have not. Yeah, possession here. There is to me a son. All right. So you want to be careful how literally you translate these. Understand this is an idiom in Hebrew. Yesh li bain is not there is to me a son. You want to translate that possessively. I have a son. Okay. So let's take a look here at the practice. In A, we have Haya Navi Ba'aretz. So there was a prophet in the land. All right. Lo Haya Navi Ba'aretz. There was no prophet, or there was not a prophet. There was no prophet in the land. Number 3, Ein Navi Ba'aretz. There is not a prophet, or there is no prophet in the land. Yesh Navi Ba'aretz. There is a prophet in the land. So these, using the perfect conjugation haya, are going to be past time, usually. And then with ein and yesh, we've got the present idea. Yesh shalom ba malkut. There is peace in the kingdom. All right, number 6, ein gibor sham. There is no warrior, there is no mighty man there. Lo haya gibor sham. There was not a warrior there. Ein zevach al hamizbeach. There is not a sacrifice. There is no sacrifice upon the altar. Number 9, yesh gibor al haderech. There is a warrior upon the path, or upon the way. All right, now we're getting into the possessive side. So, hayu, there were, this is plural, there were to a man cattle. So this would be a man had cattle. Lo hayu laish behemot. There were not to a man cattle. The man had no cattle. Ein laish behemot. There is not to a man, or to the man, I should say. There is not to the man cattle. The man has no cattle. Yesh laish behemot. Yes, or sorry, that's my mnemonic. Yesh, I think, yesh there is. So yesh is there is. There is to the man cattle. That would be the man does have cattle, or the man has cattle. Number 5, yesh lacha avadim. There are to you servants, so you have servants. Ein lanu shalom. There is not to us peace, we have no peace. Lo haya lachem kavod. There is not to you glory, or there was not to you glory. You had no glory, or you did not have glory. Ein labat ach. There is not to the daughter a brother. The daughter has no brother. Yesh la'ir choma. Choma, I want to say is wall, but better double check that. Homa. Yeah, okay. Yesh la'ir Homa. There is to the city a wall. The city has a wall. All right, section C. Ein ani kotev. I am not writing. Eineni kotev. This ani just gets suffixed. I am not writing. Ein ata shomea. You are not listening. Eincha shomea. Same thing, it's just the 2ms suffix gets attached to ein, so you are not listening. Ein atem bo tachim. You all, masculine plural, are not trusting. Same thing, it's just instead of atem, we get the 2mp suffix. Einechem bo tachim. You all are not trusting. Ein hu molech. He is not ruling. Einenu. Again, this is just the when we get the 3ms suffix attached to a noon, we sometimes get extraneous noons here. So this would be this is actually I guess this is a alternative type 2 suffix is what we would refer to this as. Did we get a chart of these up here? Okay, kind of. You're going to notice this form of the 3ms suffix on verbs when we get to probably more pronoun suffixes. This will be pronoun suffixes on verbs, so you'll start to see that form when we get there. All right, so again, he is not ruling. Einenu, now again, you'll note we have to kind of be careful here. Einenu, same form, 3ms 1cp. So as we're translating through here, either he was not writing a covenant, or I was not writing, we were not writing a covenant. Could be translated either way. Take a look at Futato's answer there. Let's see, it's 23, C9. Okay. Well, he goes with we here. I'm not sure why it would not be. Einenu. I'm not sure why it would be we only and not. Yeah, the form is the same, so maybe he just only wants to give one option. Who knows? Alright, so that's C, and then A, B, C, D, F. Alright, so D looks like the longest one here is probably gonna be, we'll just do number 8. Shalach, so again this, well, okay, that's pretty easy. Let's see if any of these number 5 is short, but it's interesting. We've got katav But we've got this weird Shava, and then this thing, and then Shava, and then Hirik Yod. And the question is, what is this? Okay, in an infinitive construct, when you add a suffix, the O class vowel shifts to R1, and this becomes a kametz chatuf. So this is actually Bekot V. All right, Bekot V. So this is katav with the infinitive construct. So this would be when or by my writing. So when I write or by me writing, like instrumental, the book. So when I write, when I wrote the book, okay? He's going with temporal use of the preposition here rather than instrumental. How about, let's do avita. So lo avita. Avita could be a few different things. I mean, it's a little bit confusing. You've got av with the hirik yod, which may make you think the word father with a suffix, but this is not a pronoun suffix. This is a cal perfect suffix. So this is from the hirik yod indicates a third hey. So this is ava. Ava is I want, or it could be I am willing, but it's negated. And it's not I, it's 2ms. You do not want, or you did not want, or you were not willing. Lishkav, this is from shakav, so to lie. You were not willing to lie upon the ground. All right, let's look at number 4 here. Kileket. Not Kileket, this was Leket, and then it becomes Kilekto. But Leket was the form of the infinitive construct of halach. You'll remember that halach conjugates like a one yod oftentimes, so that's where we get the segel tav pattern. But by adding the holam vav suffix, we've had to reduce that vowel here. So when he walked or was walking, or when he walks or goes, as we can see here, lirot, when he goes to see, ra'ah, the holam vav tav is an infinitive construct of a third hey. When he goes to see what? Et hamilchama, when he goes to see the battle. Alright, so that's good for D. And then F, let's do, I guess number 6 here looks like the longest. So again, I start off thinking that I've got a verb. Obviously, ha-avadim is not a verb, so there's something unusual about this sentence. Ha-avadim, this is the servants. Ha-bonim. So ha-bonim, this is the participle, masculine plural participle of bana, and it is articular, so this is an attributive relationship. Bonim would be something like building. So the prophets, the building ones. Attributive, we would translate this usually with a relative clause in English. So the servants who are building. Building what? Ha-choma, the servants who are building the wall. Yoshavim. So this is from Yashav. Yashav is to dwell. So dwelling, still masculine plural, so it's probably still modifying ha-avadim. But you'll notice that this is not definite, so this is a predicative participle. The servants who are building the wall are living upon the ground in order to eat. So echol is from achal, in order to eat and to Shata, to drink. So this here is from Shata. It's an infinitive construct. Sorry, that's not right. Li Shata. Yeah, Shata. The comet say turns into a Holim Vav Tav. So the servants who are building the wall are sitting or dwelling on the ground to eat and to drink. Alright, was G part of your assignment here? Doesn't look like it. That's it. Alright, so we don't have anyone in the conference, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. But if you do have any questions or anything, feel free to let me know. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.